What's up, YouTube? Doing a review of the Cotto Canelo fight. Was a decent fight, not quite as good as I expected. I was hoping that it would be a little bit more action-packed. I don't think either guy really let his hands go. The first 6 rounds, pretty standard stuff. Like no real fireworks. In the seventh, they started to open up a little bit. I thought Cotto started to throw more combinations. In the eighth round, Canelo really tried to get into the fight and like it's kind of like welcome, thanks for showing up. But Cotto was still throwing combos. That was the biggest exchange. The 10th round was just pretty much a whiff fest. Nobody was connecting. Both men were tired. 11th round, so they both took the 10th round off. 11th and 12th. The 11th round was pretty good. Canelo, the best 2 rounds for Canelo were the 11th and 12th round, especially the 12th round. He was hitting Cotto with some chopping shots. You could tell that the power was there. You could tell it was hurting. Um, Canelo ended up getting the decision. My issue was the margin of the decision. It was 119, 111, 118, 110, and then something else like why. So it was the unanimous decision. If anything, these should have been like, within 1 or 2 points. You know what I mean? The round should have been really close. I expected to see at least one draw on the judges' scorecards, maybe a split decision, or even a draw across the board. I don't think either man dominated this fight, but I guess with the judges, I'm looking for consistency. So if you're gonna reward being busy, I think Cotto was a busier man throughout the entirety of the fight. I think Canelo did land more impactful shots. I think he landed more powerful shots. But am I really going to give him credit? He didn't knock Cotto down one time. He never stopped him or stunned him. So, yes, it looks like he's bigger. It looks like he's landing power shots. But who the hell cares if he's not knocking a guy down? He's very judicious with the punches. And it's like, if you're not really impacting the fighter, like, we've all seen Cotto's face get busted up. And his face did not look bad at all today. So I have an issue with the scorecard. I don't have an issue with Canelo winning. I mean, I could see you are honestly can make a case for either one. That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised with a split decision or a draw in this fight. I thought Cotto, to be 35, I feel like he had a lot of energy. You could tell he was in very good shape. Cotto is a great fighter. At this stage of the game, he's a B+ fighter, maybe an A- fighter. He has excellent defense, and his combinations, I love him. I think if he really wanted to win this fight, he had to know going in that if it came to the scorecards, Canelo was going to get the edge. Being 25, being the kind of the designated guy that that they're pushing to be the next face of boxing, at least for right now, until they can get somebody else in there like a Triple G. So if you're Cotto, you know that you have to kind of beat Canelo, and you got to make it kind of close. I mean, kind of obvious rather, because even if you look at that Canelo Floyd fight, the fact that Canelo got a draw in that fight was a freaking shame. So you kind of know how it goes when it comes to the judges for stuff like that. And I think Cotto, I mean, it's high risk, high reward. The measure of volatility. Cotto, if he would have went for broke, he could have beat Canelo, but I think he was kind of conservative. He didn't want to get knocked out, didn't want to get embarrassed, and he was fine with beating him on the scorecard, which you pretty much will never do. You know what I mean? But if you're Freddie Roach, if you're Cotto, now me as a I don't want to say I'm a casual fan because I'm more than that, but me from a very from a distance, I saw that. I knew that coming in. How does your corner not know that? You're naive if you think anything else. And to be naive in 35, you're, quote unquote, a fool. And not just him, but Freddie Roach's corner, they have to know. So if that was a game plan, if they were content with that 15 mil and hope for the decision, cool. If they really wanted to win this fight, which I'm not 1,000%. I mean, I know he wanted to win, but if they were really like trying to win this fight, like life dependent on it, if he went for broke with those combos and started early, I think he really could have gotten Canelo's head because those first 6 rounds kind of just came and went. Nothing really happened. I think that was opportunity for Cotto to really steal some rounds, but instead you get judges who... So Canelo won the last 2 clearly, but the first 6 were kind of blah. and it could have went either way. They pretty much all went to Canelo. So that was an opportunity for Cotto to kind of turn it around and make the judges, get on his side. Now, some analysis on Canelo. Canelo at this point is an A- fighter. He's a very good fighter. He's 25. He's had a lot of fights. He's very talented. My critique of Canelo, and it's not his fault, he's not great at anything. He's slow of foot. He's plodding. I think he has a decent boxing IQ, not great. I think he gets a lot of gift decisions. Lara, Trout, he gets the benefit of the doubt a lot. And it makes me wonder if his name was Alfred Butler, would he get that same, would he get these same breaks? You can say no. You can say, yeah, he would. I would say, history has shown that he probably would not, unless it's, benefiting them in some way. Canelo, I think he maximizes his talent, though. He's not the hardest puncher. He's not fast. He has a solid defense, a lot of heart, and a good chin. And I think with that, he will get in there and mix it up. I would like to see him do that more. In the same way I thought Cotto could have won this fight, I think for Canelo, if he pushed the agenda and pushed the pace, was not resigned to try to win this on the scorecards, which he knows he can. If he really pushed the pace, I think that's something that would have earned him more respect in the boxing community overall. Not that he's not respected, but in terms of being one of the upper echelon fighters. I think right now most people will call Canelo, yeah, he's one of the best now, but it's kind of by default. It's not like he's super impressive to the point where you think he's an all-time great. I've never heard anyone say Canelo is an all-time great. Not once. If he wants to be there, I think he's going to have to take more risk in the ring. Let those hands go. He has decent power. If I had to rate his power, it's probably like a B+. It's not Triple G. It's not Kovalev. It's not even Ward. But he can hurt guys if he really let his hands go. So I would like to see that out of Canelo. I like that he takes challenging fights. That tells me that he has a lot of heart. He takes a punch, he eats it, he keeps moving. A lot of heart. I have no issues or quarrels with Canelo. I don't like the margins that he wins by and some of the gift decisions. But on the other hand, going in, and this isn't, it's not like it's his fault. But going in, when you face Canelo, you have to beat him. And honestly, when you have a champion, that's how it should be. So for people, let's say the Floyd Mayweather and what's his name? What is that chubby guy's name? Mayweather and it's on the tip of my tongue. He's been inactive so long, I forgot the boy's name. Monte Eunice? No. Let's see. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Maidana, that's his name. Marcus Maidana. Couldn't think of that boy's name for nothing. But in the Maidana fight, a lot of people said, oh, he should. Maidana won the first fight. No, you got to beat the champion. You don't go in there and go on par and then expect to give decision for somebody who was, 47-0, 48-0. If you beat Floyd at this point, you need to beat Floyd. And maybe Canelo has somehow earned that type of respect. And normally you see every now and then a guy will get a gift decision. But I feel like he got two with Lara and Trout. So he's out of gift decisions. I don't think this was a gift decision. I think he did enough to win. But it was close. It was closer than the margin on the judges' scorecards. And I can see that just being an observer, just sitting here in my living room looking at the fight. I saw that. Overall, decent fight. Was it worth buying? Sure. Would I have liked to see a little bit more action? Yeah, I would. Um, and looking at this, I really want to see the Canelo Triple G fight. Whatever we got to do to make that happen at a decent weight for both men. And Canelo obviously has no problem bulking up, so I don't want to hear that crap about, oh, it has to be at this weight, this weight. Like, let's make it work. But I really want to see Triple G and Canelo. I think that would be a good test. Canelo has a good chin, and I think he has enough power where he could be a challenge for Triple G. I honestly think Canelo might low key be able to beat Triple G, but depends on what his mindset is. I think Canelo has a really strong drive and will to win. And I could be wrong, but I really think he does. So him against Triple G. Triple G to me is untested. He's talented, but he's 34. Is that power? I think it's a little overrated. Whenever these guys are knocking out bums, I think that's cool. You do what you're supposed to do, but you're not knocking out B plus, A minus, A level fighters like that. It's not gonna happen. And when it is, it's gonna be a rare occurrence. You know what I mean? Like when Marcos, what's his name? Juan Manuel Marquez, when he knocked down Pacquiao, like when he knocked him out, it was so crazy. People thought Pacquiao died. Remember that? He did hit the ground hard. But just think, like, how many of these major fights between two like top dogs do you see somebody just getting knocked the heck out? It doesn't really happen to the best like that. Like, even look at the Ronda Rousey thing when she got knocked out. Like, people didn't even know how to react. It's like, wait, what? I mean, you don't see these top level fighters really get knocked out in that fashion. You hardly see them. If you see them get knocked down, typically the high level guys, the B plus and above level fighters, will get back up pretty quick and come out stronger and almost win that round. Think about and I mean Trout. I'm not saying he's the highest of level fighter, but think about Trout versus Canelo. You know what I mean? Just along those lines. So overall, guys, it was a decent fight. Continue to watch, continue to support boxing. It's a great sport. It's coming back. We need to make sure that we're making better fights. I would like to see a lot of the politicking removed from the sport. And I know it's a business, but I think it's a little bit too much politicking right now, and it hurts the fans. I like what Al Haymon is doing with the PBC. I want to continue that, and I want to continue to build stars. Build these stars up regardless of what color they are. I don't want to just see the white guys hyped, and I'm not blaming them, but Tim Bradley he's a good fighter. Let's put him on something. Let's showcase the sport as a whole, not just certain guys. You know what I mean? And let's not put guys on a pedestal before they've earned it. And I'm really talking about Triple G. He's in Apple commercials. I don't mind. You get your money. Feed off the buzz. But I don't like being force fed. Oh, this guy is one of the greatest. Like he's good. Triple G could beat anybody. In a division down and division up, and in his division, Triple G could beat anybody. But at the same time, against a top level fighter, he could be beat. Like Cotto, he's too small for him. Don't even do that, Cotto. You had trouble with Canelo's power to a certain extent. But Canelo and Triple G is a fight to see. And hopefully that comes 2016, if not 2017. All right, guys. Peace.